Hello, Everybudgie. This is Cindy. Today we're going to create a paper wreath slash swing for your budgies. I've got all the tools that we're going to be using for the tutorials at the Dollar Tree and Michael's. So you can get it at your local stores. It's pretty inexpensive. I would say about $5 or less, and you can make more than one. What I bought was craft paper in a roll, and I basically just cut about 6 to 8 inches in width and just went along the length of the roll. And then I just twisted the pieces and we rolled it into a braid. And you'll see as I go along the video here what I did. See, I just cut. Now I'm just kind of letting the roll take over. And I'm just going to go ahead and twist it. Just twisting it in the same direction, piece by piece, as I'm showing you guys here. Just keep twisting and twisting, not too tight. You want to be careful not to tear the paper, but tight enough. Leave the ends sort of flat because we're going to need that to be able to seal the wreath later on. So you need two because we're going to braid them. So I just had one ready, and the second one I just did so you guys can see how I did it. And what I did also was buy 3 bags of crinkle paper, white, red, and pink. Since we're in February and, it's Valentine's Day around the corner, and it's the month of love, and, all you need is love. Spread love. Anyways, I thought, why not theme it, right? Let's go with the theme of love. So I just wanted to kind of keep the coordinating colors within the month of February. So I took pink, red, and white and mixed it together and just bunched it up. And as you can see here, I'm just placing a little bit into some of the openings along the roll. No particular order, doesn't really matter. You can put as little or as much as you like. It's really up to you. And actually, you can place any color. You can use any color you want. And if you don't want to use crinkle paper, you don't have to. You can just keep it very basic, very plain. I like to use crinkle paper in most of the bird toys that I make for the budgies because I've trained them to forage with crinkle paper. And so now they kind of know, for the most part, they're trained to know that when there's crinkle paper, there's a treat involved. And so they know to go forage for their treats. And so yeah, the crinkle paper really is the giveaway. And so that's the reason why I kind of got them trained to know that if there's crinkle paper, go forage for your little treats, birdies. And that's how we roll around here. Now I'm just clearing my station so that is not as messy for the frame here. Again, I'm just kind of twisting it together now that the crinkle paper is in there. It's kind of bulking out a little bit. So just going with emotions. Now what I'm doing here is I'm showing you guys that the ends of the roll I'm keeping flat. Want to do that because we want to be able to seal them later on, and I'll be showing you guys how. I took my husband's clamps. I borrowed his clamps. And I just went ahead and clamped it on our counters so that I can place the ends of the rolls with it, and then I'm, free hands and able to make the braids. I moved my camera over because obviously I was out of frame, as you can see here. And you guys couldn't see, so I had to move my camera over and to be able to show you what I was doing. So give me a minute. I'm gonna get to it. Yep, there I am, rolling the camera. Trying to show you guys that I've clamped against the edge of the counter. Yep, see, clamp. And I've placed the ends of the roll under the clamp. So now I have my hands free and I'm able to basically braid. Just twist, keep it twisted, and braid. Be gentle. It is paper. You don't want it to tear. It is pretty thick because we've, twisted the paper and then we have crinkled paper, but still, it is paper. So just be gentle and try to keep it tight. A tight braid so that it's not super loose. And then again, here I'm just kind of molding the paper into a wreath. I know it looks really tiny there, but it's actually not. You'll see. Oh yeah, and I'm doing this on my iPhone. So this is a voiceover. So here I'm taking the ends of the roll and I'm just trying to keep them together and again trying to mold the paper into a wreath, a round wreath. Well, you get my drift. I'm going to be grabbing another set of clamps to be able to hold these ends together, and then I'm able to move on to the next part of the project, which you'll see here. Yep, there's a clamp. And I like those clamps. They're really easy to use because as you can see, you just, click them and they open and close very easy to work with. So I'm just placing the wreath on the side for a moment while I try to cut another piece of paper to basically use for the end, to wrap around the ends of the roll. It's about maybe 3 to 4 inches in width. And again, the same length of the roll. I just kind of went along with it. Didn't want to complicate my life. Or yours for that matter. Now I just take the paper and I'm basically going to fold in the ends because they're not straight and just want to make it look a little nicer. Just folding in the ends and then I'm going to fold them over again, and so that way it's a little bit thicker. And you'll see why in a moment. So there I go, I fold over. Now I'm going to go ahead and just take my scissors and cut in the center. And then put one aside for another wreath later on. And then I've got the piece that I need. So now what we're going to do is place that and wrap it around the ends of our wreath to basically seal the wreath and secure it. You'll see. For this project, I actually used the zip ties. I've got another video tutorial on my channel where I actually taught you guys how to properly use the zip ties. I think they're super easy to use. My budgies do not go for zip ties, so I don't have a problem with it. Now, if your conures or your cockatiels or maybe even your budgies like to go for the zip ties, you can always use sisal rope or a paper rope to actually do the same thing that I'm going to be doing. But I prefer to use the zip ties for this. I just think it's easy and it's a really tight fit, so it's quite secure. And you'll see. Now I'm taking a large C-clip and I'm just placing my 11-inch length zip tie. I bought the zip ties at the Dollar Tree also, but you again can find zip ties pretty much at any place. Local stores typically have them. Warehouse stores, or I don't know. But yeah, so I'm just showing you guys. I'm trying to get my camera to focus. It wasn't working out for me. And so here I have that secured to the C-clip, and now we're using the large beads. I bought those at Michael's. I believe they were $2.99 for a big package, and I used a 50% coupon, and so it came out to like $1.50 or something like that. So I used 4 large beads to secure the zip tie and to hide it. Again, you know, it just looks prettier, and it's just another way to hide the zip tie from the bird. Now I'm taking off the clamp from the ends of the wreath, and what I'm going to do is wrap around the paper that I cut and folded over, so that we can wrap it around these ends over here on the wreath and secure it. You'll see. Again, I'm out of the frame. I'm sorry, you guys. Sometimes with the phone overhead, it's hard for me to see whether or not I'm in frame. So that's why. I got to get a better way to do these videos. I keep saying that, but I just haven't found one yet. So I took that paper that I folded, and now I'm just basically wrapping it around the ends of the wreath. And I'm just trying to make sure that the ends stay inside and they're nice and tight, and securing it around pretty tightly. It may not look that way, but it is. It's pretty tight. So now I'm just, again, making sure it's nice and secure and tight, and just molding it into a wreath. I'm using a bead reamer to place a hole through the paper. Now, I'll be honest, you guys, I have a Dremel, but unfortunately my batteries were dead. So I basically had to work harder instead of smarter. I had to place the hole through, and I had to use a lot of force to push through. It was really tight. It was pretty thick. So, and which is good because, you know, we don't want the ends to come loose. So I had to make it super thick that way, but it was a struggle. Not gonna lie. I struggled just a little bit. And you can see here that I did. Just some patience, and finally went through. I just need the hole, or you just need your opening, your hole, to be slightly big, but not too big that your zip tie is going to go through. So I just needed it big enough to place my zip tie through the opening. By the way, you guys, while we're here watching me struggle getting the hole through, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Hello Everybudgie, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss the videos that I post. And be sure to share my channel with your friends. I'm planning to post the first weekend of every month a new video. If I can post more, I will, but for now I'm going to commit to doing one the first weekend of every month. So be sure to be on the lookout. Now I'm using my nose pliers to pull the zip tie through. And that was also a struggle. It was pretty tight, which is good. But honestly, if I had a Dremel handy and available, that would have been much easier and faster. If you have one, use it. If you don't, then, you know, anything that you have that's really pointy and can get you an opening through the paper easily is ideal. And then, of course, you know, if you don't have to use nose pliers, then don't. But in my case, I had no choice. It just wasn't going through. I took another large bead and I placed it at the end. And the reason for that is because, again, it just secures the papers really tight between the beads and the zip ties being pretty tight. And I know it's not going to go anywhere. The ends are tight. Now I took the second zip tie and I basically just made sure that it locked in with the first one and it was tight and secure. And I placed my nose pliers in there just to push it in further. It's not going anywhere, it's tight. And so now my ends on the wreath are pretty secure. My budgies cannot break though. They can tear through the paper, but they can't, you know, pull it from just hanging on the low swing. So now I'm just cutting the ends of the wreath. And I'm just pushing the tools aside so I can clean up my station. And I actually clip the C-clip. I actually add more beads on there so that the beaks cannot get caught. If you're a stickler for that and your birds kind of like to mess around like that, maybe do that just for, you know, extra caution. But it's really, you have to know your birds. Here I'm showing you guys the one that they had before and how it looks in comparison. It's the same shape, same size. On the other one, I placed some swirly straws. You can place whatever you want in it, make it fun. Here I'm placing their treats in there. I don't place the treats too far deep in because I know that my budgies are not going to go totally in there. So I placed it deep enough in between the crinkle paper that they know to go look. Again, the crinkle paper is the giveaway for them. It's their cue. They know that there's something in there. But again, you know your birds. You do whatever fits your birds. They do go in the actual wreath and they swing on it because it does swing if you place it, you know, with something that allows it to swing. They'll hang on it and they'll be shredding through it. So they like it. I have 3 budgies and so they'll go at it and take turns. As you can see, I'm showing you guys over here that they were pulling and trying to rip on the swirly straws and they rip through it and pull their little treats out. And when the treats are out, then, you know, unless they're super bored and they don't have other toys to keep them busy, they will, if they do have toys to keep them busy besides that one, then once their treats are gone, they'll pretty much ignore it. Now, if they have no other toys and that's the only one that I've left in there, then they'll go for it. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.